Hello. Hello. This video is about demons. Demons. Ugly, vile creatures. You're in a demonic realm. You don't have to believe that. You can pretend that you're not. You can pretend that this place isn't demonic or wicked or full of demons. Many in this realm want to pretend. They seem comforted by pretending that things are good, or that they're in a good place, or that there's just a few bad people or bad apples here and there. Some of you might misunderstand and think that when I say demons, you might think that I'm speaking about people who are just Satanists or this or that. I'm speaking about actual demons, and I'm kind of giggling because a lot of people doubt it. Or they assume that I'm speaking about them using that term and that I don't mean actual demons. But I do. I don't care how they look. They don't have to look like this. But I also think that even if they did look this obvious, most in this realm would still deny it and say they're not demons. Don't judge them. You're being judgmental. You're being negative. You're being too judgmental, judging on their looks. There's no way to convince people in this realm where they are. Because demons don't have to look like this. They can look like an average man or an average woman. A lot of people in this realm just judge by the surface. They never open the book to look inside, see what's inside. If the surface looks okay, they think it's okay. They have this Hollywood expectation. What would demons look like? Well, surely they'd have to look like something out of a horror movie. Some demonic being that's just roaming around and committing violent, heinous acts out in the open. And I've shown things in my live streams that show videos that real murder and real crime cases, true crime, I guess they call it, category, that show vile acts of demons, kidnapping, torture, violence, murder, hideous acts, including groups of demons, and people will still deny it. That's what people in this realm, people, are experts at doing, is denial. Denial of truth and acceptance of evil, acceptance of lies. People are experts at that in this realm. They're expert at following the crowd. It's almost impossible to break them free from doing what they do. It's almost impossible in this realm to get someone to call them a demon, even if they tortured and murdered your family member. That's how fucked up things are in this place. Hardly anyone goes around and does what I do. And then these quote truthers on YouTube will try to mock me and say, well, he calls everybody a demon. He calls this channel a demon. Or he calls poor Jason Braziers from Archaic's channel a demon. And he calls this felon a demon and this violent creature that's made violent death threats towards him. He calls them a demon and this one. And he calls these creatures that have brutal, violent past demons. I can spot demons, and I don't make any apologies for that. Maybe you can't. Maybe you will never be able to do what I can do. We're not all the same. We're not all equal. We're not even from the same place. A lot of you believe you're going, quote, home or, quote, back to source. Humans and, quote, truthers push that all over YouTube for years on channels. Do I talk about this being my home? It's not my home. Have I said I'm going home or talked about a, quote, home out there? No. I'll create my own realm, my own paradise, or my own realms with an S on the end, plural. As many as I like. Some of them might have random elements in them so that I can have adventures, so that it isn't predictable, so that it's fun. Imagine that, having fun in a realm. Isn't that terrible compared to this place? This is a place of so many miserable faces, including many, quote, truthers, with channels, just miserable twats. They don't have any joy, fun, laughter, happiness. They're just miserable and angry all the time and depressed and depressing. They must be so fun to be around in person. Of course, I'm being facetious with that. I wouldn't want to be around them. I don't want to be around them here or out there beyond this matrix. I don't want to spend eternity with fucking demons and miserable twats and violent pieces of shit and liars and creatures, creepy creatures. I don't, because that would not be heaven for me or paradise or fun or peaceful or relaxing, soothing, calm, tranquil, serene, beautiful. Not a place where I could just rest. They are chaotic. They want to destroy. They're the party crashers. They ruin people who are having a good time. They come in, storm in, and ruin the party. They're destructive. They're malevolent. They're jealous and envious of good, creative spirits. They're hateful. They're full of anger and hate. They're hideous and disgusting, inside and out, quite often. But they don't necessarily have to look like this at all on the outside. They could look perfectly normal. They could look average. They might even look handsome or beautiful if it's a female. Diamond. They come in different shapes and sizes, different weights, heights. Often they have inappropriate laughter. They laugh talking about someone else's pain, suffering, torture. They're sickos. They're sadistic. It comes out. It leaks out. Their mask falls off quite often. And they show what they are. If you're paying attention. Which, of course, in this realm, many are not paying attention. Many do not pay attention. Even when demons are pointed out, they don't want to look. They don't want to consider, oh, that might be a demon. That channel, that YouTube channel might be run by demons or a demon, just like TV channels. You're in a dark place. You're in a dark realm. This is a wicked place. This is a demonic place. A lot of you talk on YouTube, quote truthers at least, talk about coping. My copes. Well, one of your copes is pretending that this isn't a demonic realm. That there's just a few bad ones. or famous diamonds in Hollywood, or banksters, billionaires. The truth is, you're surrounded by demons. Who else is saying that on YouTube? I'm not patting myself in the back. I'm showing you who's authentic and real versus the shit channels that many of you follow. They couldn't spot a demon if they were handed magical they live glasses to put on. And they won't say what I just said. This place is run by fucking demons. You're in a demonic realm. You don't have to face that truth if you don't want to. Many are not strong enough, not honest enough. They prefer comfortable lies and being Stockholm Syndrome slaves in this realm. I prefer the truth. I prefer speaking truth, seeking truth, and being around ones who face truth. You're in a demonic realm, like it or not. That's the way it is.